Your nail tip application for state board should be prepared by having a tip measured for each nail. It should fit without overlapping into the sidewalls, should not be too large, should be a full well tip, and you should have one for each finger because you won't know until the day of your examination which finger the board is going to require you to do a tip blend application. Once it's been determined, prep that nail. Make sure that it is going to fit. You may have to file down the sides. And I prepare that tip by getting that side ready. I also thin out the back of it so that when I glue it down, I have less time spent smoothing. So I can do part of that smoothing prior to the application of the nail. So that is what I'm doing right now, is prepping that nail before I actually glue it. Once I feel like I've smoothed it out or thinned it out as much as I possibly can without causing it to crack or split, I'm going to check it one more time to make sure it fits properly. And then I'm going to prepare to apply the glue. I'm also preparing the nail that I'm going to apply that tip to. You want to make sure that you rough that nail up just a little bit so that the glue will adhere better. Removed any excess dust that may have been on the nail. One drop of glue is all I need. I'm going to apply that to that tip and then apply it to the nail. I'm holding it in place till I know that it has adhered good. It may take a little bit. If you have any excess glue, then just wipe it away, making sure that you don't get it into the cuticle or the sidewall. I'm pressing it down, just making sure that there's no gaps in it, that the product has spread out evenly. I'm also testing to see, is it dried well enough for me to work with the nail. Generally, you want to hold that finger from underneath, but for just getting that tip on to hold, I'm really holding on to make sure it doesn't come loose, because if it doesn't dry well, once you start filing, it'll pop off. You'll have to start all over again. So we are under a time control here, so we want to make sure we don't waste time. So notice I'm reinforcing, holding that tip as I'm trimming it down, side to side, and then just twist the center and it'll come right off. I'm going to use my file to kind of start smoothing that tip down. Again, I'm reinforcing, holding that nail in place until it's really dried well enough for me to apply pressure on that nail when filing. Once I realize that it's going to be okay, it's not going to pop off, you'll see my hand turn and I'm going to hold from underneath on the finger itself that I'm working with, simulating that you're pulling down on the sidewalls so that you're getting full control. The sooner you can do that, the better. Again, I'm testing to see if it's dried well enough. Different temperatures in the room can affect that. So I go back in with the smooth buffer to try and really make that blend happen between the tip and the nail itself. Be careful that you don't apply any abrasive actions that are going to be on the skin You don't want to file on the skin. If they look and they see where you've been filing on the sides of that finger, then that is going to be a no against you, so you don't want to do that. And you can't tell it quite as well, but I'm really making sure that I only am buffing on the nail itself. And I keep checking for smoothness as you go. You buff a little bit and check, buff a little bit and check. Continue buffing until you have a nice smooth transition from the nail tip to the nail. Once you feel like you have smoothed the tip to the actual nail itself well enough, go ahead and make sure you have a nice shape on the end of that tip that is extended out, and go back and smooth it out as well. Make sure you don't have any rough edges. So I start with my bigger file and then I'll go back with the smoother, check for smoothness. Once completed, you'll turn that hand around to the examiner, signifying that you have finished once you're happy with your completed work. And you're done.